Yo, this is Zenchess, and this video was by request on Reddit. It's an analysis of tyler1's game in which he beat a 2153 rated player. As for me, I am rated 2046 in the United States Chess Federation, so that's expert category. So I think I'm qualified to talk about the game. The game started with a cow opening. So just to comment on these moves so far, Tyler has pushed his pawns to d3 and e3 and moved his knight to g3. None of which are useful moves, really. This opening is trash, and this knight on g3 has no real future. f5 is not available, h5 is not useful. So really, the knight is not well placed on g3, so Tyler played knight d2, and black played h5. And when an opponent has a knight on g3 in many openings, h5 is a good way to take advantage of that. You're threatening h4, which gains more space on the king side, and the knight will have to retreat again. So Tyler plays h4 to stop that, but now there's a new weakness that's opened up on g3. For instance, if I was black, I would play e6, and let's say white played bishop e2, for instance. Well, first I have to defend this pawn, so I'd play g6. But then after a castle, I'd play bishop d6, and now my bishop is attacking this knight. And because you don't want to get these terrible doubled pawns and isolate this pawn, you would have to retreat the knight. So now you're really not in a good spot. So yeah, I don't think the opening went well for Tyler. The opponent played pawn to e5, which is also good. Just gaining more space in the center, and Tyler played bishop e2, g6. And Tyler played e4. So this is kind of a King's Indian structure. In the King's Indian, you have pawns on d3 and e4, and from black's point of view, I'll just show you real quick. So this would be a King's Indian. And if black were to play e5, and white played pawn to d5, you have the same structure from black's point of view. These pawns here and here with the pawns locked up. But in the King's Indian, your plan would be to play f5. But if we go back to the tyler1 game, and if black plays d4, Tyler doesn't have the same plan of playing f4, because let's say he does. Let's just make some moves, and he plays f4. Well, this isn't so good because g4 is a hole that black can occupy. e5 is also a weak square. So it's not really the same plan, and that being said, if the opponent plays d4, then this bishop will be really bad, and you'll see later that the bishop also becomes very bad in this game. So let's go back to the game. Tyler played e4, black played bishop e6, and then Tyler played bishop f3. And so for the same reason that I mentioned, this really isn't a very good move. For instance, if black plays pawn to d4, now this bishop is just a glorified pawn. It just does nothing. It just stares at this pawn. It has no scope. So I'm not even sure how you would get this bishop into the game. You would have to go back and play c3 or something, get it on a4. But his opponent played bishop h6, which I'm not much of a fan of. It allows white to capture on d5 if he wants, and open up the scope of this bishop. Tyler plays knight b3. We have an exchange, and black plays queen b6. So yeah, here's where Tyler noticed something about the position. g5 is a very good square for the queen. And what he should have done is pawn takes pawn in queen g5. But he played queen g5 right here. And when I first saw this, I was thinking, oh wow, he might actually just win here, because after knight d7, white can capture on d5 and he wins a piece. But black does have a defense, knight h7, and Tyler sneaks in with queen h6. So black plays d4, resolving the tension and locking out this bishop. And Tyler plays a3. I'm not sure about this move. Maybe black was threatening to play knight b4. But I'm not sure a3 was necessary, but Tyler plays a3. Black plays a5. And now he's trying to push the knight away so he can capture on b2. Tyler castles, and black plays a4. Knight d2. And castles. Now it's important to note here, if black were to capture on b2, after rook b1, rook b7, white is doing much better. So black doesn't want to do that. But the temptation of taking this pawn later is what actually leads white, or black, to his demise. Tyler plays knight d2, black castles, and Tyler plays knight c4. Captures, captures, and queen takes b2. So practically this is a very bad move, even though black is actually still slightly better. But if you played this game and your coach saw it, he'd tell you not to play it. So Tyler kind of got gifted this game. Tyler plays queen g7, attacking f7. Black defends it. And Tyler sacks his knight. When I saw this, I was like, what? But then I saw Tyler's idea. I wasn't sure if it really worked or not, but I think it was a good try. It's just, objectively, this is not good. So his idea is to capture this pawn on f7, and then, you know, check or play bishop d5, and then get an attack with the help of a rook. And it would be very dangerous, but it doesn't work, as we'll see later. Queen takes c2. Tyler captures on f7. And now if you're black here, you've really got to, you know, spend a couple minutes and dig deep and find a defense. If this was a tournament game, you would expect that player to do so. But the opponent barely spent any time at all and took this pawn. And then Tyler destroys him, so he checks, threatens mate, black defense, and then bishop d5, of course. That's why taking this pawn was really bad. And it's just over. If black were to move his queen, white can just sacrifice the rook. It can't be taken because of checkmate. And if king a8, you could just play rook a7, king b8, queen c7. So queen takes c4 was a blunder, and it handed the game to Tyler. But what should black have done? Well, rook takes f7 here. And if queen takes f7, take this pawn. If white threatens mate, you have knight d8, and you're defending the pawn, and that's pretty much it. Black is much better. Negative 2.5 according to the engine. So yeah, I'm not going to criticize Tyler for this game, because when you put the question to your opponent and you force him to find the defense, that's a good way to win. So all in all, this has been a good game by Tyler1, and his opening is trash. I think if he spent a full day just getting an opening repertoire, his rating would go up a lot. But, you know, Tyler's going to be Tyler, so thank you very much for watching. Peace out.